Are the bushes still glitching when you try to put them on?
Yeah. If you're like close to the mountain. How many minis? Yeah. Here, take back this and I'll carry the big box.
Go back that way?
Yeah.
I can only take one. That's slow. Oh, I took the 55.
Oh, okay.
I found more minis.
Not bad of a run for minis, holy shit.
I'm gonna grab the commandos. I just dropped shield bubbles or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah, shield bubbles.
Oh, I gotta go.
Broke your shield? Got him. Blue grenade box there if you want it.
I just dropped it. Ran out of grenades. Was he an instant one?
He was a straight. Literally wasn't even a knock.
Okay.
But I think he didn't have a teammate.
Cool, man.
Do you need ammo for anything?
Yeah. Why do you want
What do you need ammo for?
light and shotgun, I guess? I need a better
Okay,
shotgun. So.
Drop you a bunch of, well, not a bunch, but I can drop you at least 15 shotgun and at least 100 light. Right behind you. Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Excellent.
Wow.
Right. Go here too. Go here. Are you carrying minis? Because I'll carry this med kit.
Green stuff here in the morning.
I want to try my own.
Alright?
No, I have a blue one. I found my own
I got
minis to
15
carry.
bandos. I got 2 minis and I got 15 bandos.
Oh, okay. You only have 3 minis?
Yeah.
Alright, carry these. I'll go back.
I just, there's a 50 pop by me.
Oh my gosh, we gotta go.
I got a lunch bag.
Okay.
There's 50 pop there.
Okay, I can carry that over there. Okay. Man, this is barely good. There's some dust. Oh, sure. Oh, well, at least we can make it.
Big build battle over there.
And the mech or something down below? No, it's just a person down below. Probably a scientist, I can see. build in front too. Yeah, there's the guy jumping to our right. Wait, oh, there's two of them. I'm gonna wait to shoot. They're breaking stuff right here. Waiting to shoot with it. They're fighting. Other people, they put a launch pad down.
Someone just launched over there. He's coming towards us. Two of them?
Yeah, the people that were, I pointed out, are fighting them. We go to the launch pad to the left. Knocked one. We gotta go.
I hit one.
Get a junk roof. One more. Right in the spot. Nice. I got a big pot for you.
There's a blue pack on this side of the wall. There's a pump. Purple infantry. I got 6 minis now.
I got 6 minutes too.
Do you need ammo for anything? I got 700 mini, or light, and I got 700 AR.
Nah, I'm good. I have 74. Oh, I'll take some.
I don't have a sniper. I'll drop you all the sniper too.
Yeah. Did you say 700?
If you got a grenade launcher, I also got 8 grenades or rockets.
Okay, I'm behind. You just saw it.
Want them?
Yeah, I want your rockets.
Seriously, I got 3 kills? What?
Oh.
Oh, damn.
These is all be gone.
Yeah, I'm kind of
being
stuck
shot
in
at.
I didn't see the trap. I got hit by a trap.
Broke the guy's shield. 35. Oh, I didn't see this heavy sniper till the last second. Get a snipe you. Stop, build.
As soon as you said stop, I was about to move, and then you fucking got me. Shit.
You jinxed yourself. I got 3 kills. The game won't let you play anymore. It's too much for you. Even you know it. Know that?
I'm going to get my headphones. I'll be back in a sec. I'm back.
Can't stand fever. Where are you going?
Silent voice. I see someone walking along.
I got people rushing, pushing. Steps.
Yeah. I hear that too, actually.
Yep.
I guess no grenades. Walls.
Oh, didn't know you could get up there.
Dude, this guy must have like some bot or something on. There's no way he can find you that fast and shit. No, that guy must have like some sort of like spot bot on or something. no way he knew exactly where you were.
That's fucked. Got footsteps. Chasing. Missed. Chasing. He always has his splashes. I hit him for 12. 68 broke shield. Knock. His buddy's coming from the fucking thing for me. No, no! He's chasing. I need help. Zip liner. Watch out for that.
There's another one running around.
Yeah. I'm gonna put on my make it and come pop. I don't have 3 shots.
Oh, there's 2 of them. Fuck.
I have no build. Just...
Yeah, there was 2 of them. I got one. Give me to the guy you took out, and then there was another 2.
Let's go. Grenade launcher, shit. Yeah, I know. I see one jumping for you. I have one almost knocked.
Knock him.
Yeah. Push back and go around. It's okay, it's okay.
He's reviving, he's reviving. Person's right on the way.
Bye-bye. Thanks, bro.
The gray pistol's actually pretty fucking dirty. I
Yeah.
don't usually use it.
It's pretty accurate.
That was actually kind of a good play. Both on each side of that fucking...
It's a floater in the air, floating this way. 26 white. There's another one chasing him. He just went off. We have to go to the left one. Where is he? There's another one. Yes, there he is. Why? We're so dead, bro. Behind us. Well, he one pumped me. Yeah. Never had a chance. Why would they come back like that? Like what? We're chasing us, we're running away, we have to get involved.
Oh shit, 15 days till about 16.
Challenges. You gotta work on the challenges. You wanna go to Morsi Palms? I gotta unbound my crouch. Yeah, so I can't crouch now. Oh, we have to get 8 limbs here. 4 fucking limbs. So 8 in total. Like, that's crazy.
I only
Or fatal fields.
I have my parties.
I can barely hear.
Fatal Fields, Meyer, I have.
Okay, that's good. Let's see anyone. See anyone. Let's see those buttons. Are there rifts? Okay. So I got minis and splashes.
I got splashes and 6
A shotgun. Someone's watching me. Hey, did you whack this tree? Someone whacked this tree back here. Oh, what the hell was that? There's shots going out.
I'm shooting the rifles.
Someone whacked that tree back there. I'm gonna go riff now. I don't have much AR bullets. There's 2 rifts. Yeah, there's one past. Just build a little flat and you'll get it. Fresh build here. Campfire. How can I not kill this guy, man? He's one shot.
Ah, no. There's another team coming in. But, oh my God. Damn it.
I have to bound back my crouch. I know. Crouch repair. There it is. Actually, I really don't want this. Where?
A third party.
There.
There's a bunch of chug splashes over there.
It just gave me the option to put down this thing upside down. Oh, get a campfire. Wow, why is this so laggy? 30 ping.
My ping's at 60. My ping's always at 60.
Oh, it's at 0. I forgot about your car.
That's all. The guy that came and knocked me, he got killed by that fucking.
Oh my.
You get that over?
Yeah. 6 splashes over 2.
Kinda cool with that cigar.
Oh, I don't like them. Their bloom is just ridiculous.
I'm cheap. There's a mech.
That's it.
There's also a guy running up to it.
See the bloom on it? It's ridiculous. That's the top. Oh, I got hit on a person. Why can't I jump? Are you kidding me? Oh, I can't build! I don't care, as long as I use these all. Oh yeah, let's be a rocket launcher, faggot.
Yeah, I don't know why they brought those back in the game either.
Why they left them in here? I have no way of movement except for that launch pad I already put down. The hell are they doing? You're so gay that you rely on that thing? Oh my god.
That's it.
Offering high priority loot and cube monsters offering free shield and ammo drops. Getting control of this drop fast and early can put you at a huge advantage endgame, offering multiple options from increased launch pads, excess shields.
What is this? FNCS Finals? Oh. Oh, it's like a little game? That's pretty cool. Weird. If you click FNCS Finals, the left analog stick, it'll bring you to like an old fucking what's that game? Like a little pizza slice and you just shoot fucking the things coming down. It's like an old school 8-bit game.
What are we doing? We are going to make some very bold predictions heading into the finals of the FNCS. We also have our friend Monster D-Face standing by and Shy Wager. Gentlemen, if you want to say hello.
What's up, boys?
Ayo.
Very quickly, within 30 seconds left, you guys got to tell me your predictions for the region.
Horrible.
Sundown. Give your prediction.
Why is this thing in my game? Get it out.
Kappa and Klops, they won 4 of the 5 times, but I think them splitting the trios might have given them not enough practice.
Okay, don't stop it.
I don't know how to stop that.
You have to push start.
All right, Monster D-Face, OCE, go.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to go with Keys and Slay and Skylar. And the main reason is because Harpy and his trio actually went to NA East, where you guys saw them dominate the region in Week 4. So with that being said, I know the X2 twins are, kind of one of the fan base coming up, but I think Keys, Slay, and Skylar are really gonna give OCE a run for its money coming up.
Now for Asia, back in Sundown.
So Asia, and I've been pretty adamant about this, how there's been about 5 to 10 teams who are consistently up top, but my pick is actually the WGS trio of Jag, Horde, and QLO. They played over in Europe for the World Cup. They've had the most amount of experience. I think that's what's going to allow them to win.
Speaking of Europe, Shy Wager, you're up.
You guys already know who the kings are of Europe, Nicho, Mongo, and Benji, but the only trio I think that can start a revolution are Stompy, Chinkin, and Aqua. They have a kind of counter play style. They already have a rivalry brewing with the kings of Europe, and I think these guys will have the edge taking it over at the end of the grand finals.
Our NA East, Shy, we're going to pick your brain again.
So one of the favorite picks to win NA East are Bucky, Animal, and Aspect, but I think the counter to that trio is really strong at the moment is Clicks, Crims, and Spades. They are kind of a running type of breakdown situation, always getting the win position at the very end of the game. So I think their type of randomness and weird plays that happen at the end will have them make a big place to win at the end of the grand final.
Now let's talk about Brazil, gentlemen. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to make a bold claim here. I'm going to take the red trio and going to bring it home. Snow, Avalon, and Techno Viking. Team Techno Viking, the almost made World Cup qualifier, just barely missed out on qualifying. The same for Snow and Avalon. This will be the weekend. They're coming for the win. I'm telling you guys, they're going to do it. Now finally, let's wrap up with NA. Awesome defense.
I'd be crazy not to mention the trio, Scented, Rex, and Edgy, because they've been the most consistent in the NA West region. But I think another trio that can give them a run for their money is going to be Arkham, Falconer, and Vinny. And Falconer, by the way, the only free agent on this team here in the NA West at the top of the board, still dominating. So I would love to see them come through and pull it big for the NA West region.
Some pretty bold predictions made across the board from everyone. Sundown, Shy Wager, Monster D-Face, thank you guys so much for hanging out. And for everyone at home, don't forget, tune in this weekend for the FNCS Finals, September 20th through the 22nd. You can watch at Fortnite.com/watch. Of course, guys, see you on the Battle Bus.
Beep, beep.
fam, we've missed you guys so much, and now we are here for the grand finals of the Fortnite Champion Series. Now, you guys know who I am. I'm Zeke. Let's introduce the crew that will be hanging out all weekend long. On the left of me, you've got Sundown, the luscious locks, T-posing on everyone with a nice little dab. In the back, you've got Dr. Lupo. He recently won an award for being an incredible human being. And to his right, you've got Monster D-Face, incredible content creator, and people still confuse us for some reason. I'm not sure why. Up in front, you've got Shia Wager, the big man with even bigger plans. He's a 10 out of 10, and by the end of the stream, he'll be eating a cup of mayonnaise. Now, Fortnite fam, I know you guys are ready to get into all of the action, but first, we should probably get all these new faces to the broadcast up to speed on how the broadcast is going to be run. Yeah. Let's start with the broadcast schedule. So right now, we're going to be hopping into Europe during one of the heats going on right now. Later on, we'll take a look at some of the replays from Middle East that happened this morning with a live look in at Brazil after that. And then we'll wrap the day with NA East. Now, how are these guys racking out their points? So first, we'll get you 3 points. Like placing between 5th and 8th is 6. 3 and 4th, third and 4th is 9 points. Royale is worth 15, with every elimination being 1 point. Season champions. Before hopping into the games, we made some predictions earlier on in the week for Europe. There is one among us that is had a bit of a different opinion, and that's fine. We'll get there. But Sundown, why don't you tell us about our predictions from Europe?
So I'll talk about our predictions, since the rest of us decided that, you know, we had a brain and we were able to look at what went on in the past 5 weeks. And Mitro, Mongo, and Benji just wiped the floor with the rest of the region. They averaged a 1.4 placement, 3 wins, 2 second places. I know I've always harped on it, but it took literally 4 really, really bad games in both of those weeks for them to get barely edged out into second place. And any other time they've played their games, they've been on top. But Shai, it seems like you're in a different direction.
Well, like, I understand they got their high placements, they're in their high castle, but personally, I see a revolution coming. I predict an upset, stopping chicken, actually taking it home at the end of the grand finals. They're amazing, but I think they won't have what it takes ultimately, and Aqua will steal the race at the very end.
Well, we'll have to see how things pan out for these trios. Now, like I said earlier, by the end of the broadcast, Shai will a cup of mayonnaise if MMB wins out in Europe. So we'll have to see if that pans out for everyone. Now, guys, we are going to be jumping into game number 2 of heat number 1 in Europe. We're going to be jumping right into all the action. And to do so, we've got Monster D-Face, Dr. Lupo. Gentlemen, take it away.
Zeke, thank you very much. For those that are confused, Shai went on Twitter and made a bet and said if the 3 that we've all, I mean, we've seen him just absolutely destroyed thus far. If they do in fact win, then he will eat not a cup, an entire jar of mayonnaise on stream. And to be quite honest with you, I think that might be some of the best content that I've seen on the internet in quite a while. Now, going into Europe here, like I said, game 2, it's already rolling right now. Monster, before we jump right into it, what do you think? How do you think things are going to play out today?
I think my stomach hurts. I'm going to have to sit down and let this one kind of digest as we jump into these games. But let's go ahead and hop right in. It's Europe. They're trying to get to the grand finals. There's going to be a lot of action unfolding today, Dr. Lupo.
Lo and behold, 95 players remaining. Only 1 trio in whole has gone down. And we're jumping right into retail with the trio themselves, Benji, Mongrel, and Mitro. Honestly, some of the
There's 2 people on me, for fuck's sake.
They're trioed up.
Literally what I want to touch on right there.
No, I meant to break my roof and go. Knocked one.
Items introduced to Fortnite, and it's a great item, right?
He's going for
it's so versatile. So you're going to see shockwaves, you're going to see launch pads, campfires, and even with the recent adjustment to the loot, the way it's divvied out here in retail, it's still so prominent in the loadout. Basically, no one around them to contest.
I'm going to say
what? It fucking lagged on me. Fuck's sakes. As if. Man, it lagged so bad, I thought my game crashed and like my system froze.
It's gonna have to push him back, and should be a nice, easy close-in. You see right there.
Got him
the
zoned
angles.
inside. One box left. The quick edit. The swap. Lands the
Ooh,
shot.
nice
Trap from
little
above.
trap.
Dodges it. Basically no damage taken.
It's a good attempt. Pretty good attempt right there. Did try to, catch the Vic off guard, but he was fast enough. Managed to kind of sneak on through.
By the way, on the right side of your screen, here's the results of Game 1. You see Mongrel, Mitro, Benji Fishy taking 5th place. Alblefly, Miro, and Zoe in the first
Why
place
does it
position.
have those arrows on that guy? On the bush.
I'm not too sure.
Don't look at me. You're not allowed to look at me.
Mongrel, Mitro, and you take that first place spot. I'm just saying, they have been playing insane.
Keenstar.
It's very possible. I mean, even Sky Hunter and Keystar from Solar and Lastrine, this is an excellent trio in itself. But man, just the dominant gameplay from NMB has been insane to watch.
Yeah, Sundown put it best. It's Yura playing catch up here with our favorite, I guess, team to look out for. But
absolutely,
we'll see how the performances go here as Hunter, Sky, and Keenstar are just going to base up, kind of sit just outside of the Tilted Town. You can take a look at that map there. Players are setting up. They're setting up approaches. The high grounds are being claimed. And that is how you can start to choke out squads that are rotating late here. They are going to hopefully, get a little bit of that RNG, right? Get that zone to fall in favor. Because otherwise, valuable resource.
I will say, over 10 seasons of Fortnite, this hill has been one of the most consistent high ground advantage spots to take. And even now, you're looking down on Tilted Town where there's no building. You have essentially free shots on players that do, for some reason, choose or are forced to rotate through there. This spot is...
Oh my god, there's someone landing on me.
Clear line of sight on so many different locations. Even the high hill to the north, which is higher elevation wise, you still have a clear line of sight on a majority of what's up there. There's only a little nub at the top that can block line of sight of anybody that's moving on the north side of that hill. This trio, Sky, Keenstar, Hunter, they're in a great spot going into the next circle.
Absolutely. There's no reason for them to move right now either. As you said, they have a nice line of sight over the field here. And all those tags, those are crucial tags. Remember, Storm Surge can affect anyone here, so you have to be proactive. You can't just sit around and be complacent with your positioning. You have to be active.
He's on the ground.
Damage if you don't want to get taken out by the Storm Surge. But here we have another little engagement about to go down here. It looks like the Vic is currently turning,
Jump
his house
down.
inside out.
I got this.
Very close by.
There's scum guys trying to
rotate
stake
up on
me.
top, and I think now's the time to try and get a height advantage. You don't want anybody to apply too much pressure. Plus, they are in a good spot to just try and stormhold this, if that's what it comes down to.
Oh my god, there's a lot of shield.
On top of this trio,
There's two different teams. If you're in the middle,
pressure from the other two here momentarily, we will see. But there is another trio. Look, on the arena, you have another team coming in from behind. So now both the trios that we just saw on your screen right now that are fighting it out. They're about to get storm held by another team down there. They're moving in as well. There's going to be 3 teams fighting. Building in a second here. Jen's eliminated. You have a couple pickups there. Vic, 3 eliminations now. A ton of materials, but you do have literally another team on top of them right now.
And that's what happens when Storm Surge comes into effect. People do desperate things. So this team was totally fine, but now they have to force the push here. They have to defend themselves. And lucky for them,
Yeah, I got him.
they get the trees, and their entire trio is still standing. This is a battle going on here, all of which is probably forced out because of Storm Surge now.
I guarantee you there's some
Robab did a
frustration.
good job here. He's going to get shot in the back. He's
Finally installed Rainbow Six Siege. Only got 3.
Nice.
Just wondering if there's a 4th.
Nice shit. Got a little help. Got some chest flash. Nice. Nice.
I have to change my settings if I want to see. There we go. Dude, do you want a tactical sub or a suppressed sub? I got a suppressed blue. It's fine.
Okay, because I got 2 blue tacks.
Shield here. There's a blue tag. Nah, I want my suppressed stuff. I'm good with it. Yeah, I see their weird builds. English. That's a tip. Thought it was all.
Hi, bro.
Hello. I think they already left. Build over and stuff over. Where's number 3?
When will Tilted Gotham be in Fortnite?
Tilted Gotham and be in Fortnite versus 5 days. The down back in the curve. Trunk rift here.
Impressive vending machine, you want to let me know?
Yeah.
Pop one more. I'll pop it, but if you want the banners,
I hear shots. Over here. There's people
Fighting
over
over
here.
there.
Yeah. Fighting. One's running away. Two's going on. Did you get your kill? You want a grenade launcher with 5 rockets in it?
I got 2 medkits, they just slipped.
I got a launch if you ever need. I have lots of wood, but not much of anything else. Almost 1,000 wood.
But I knew that I had to keep
Do you have an extra heavy sniper bullets?
That's sniper bullets? Yeah.
I have 9 only. There's a big pot there. Up 5 minis, I'm good.
I dropped my sniper, so I can't get everything up to that horn off the blue is what they can't control. Not like the horn off of
I know. These people's build up on the hill. It's fire That's all I see. Can't really see things. Yeah, they built up there. I'm on my move. Oh yeah. Oh. There they go. One's not gonna pull him out. Oh shit, I missed. Shouldn't have wasted that shot. Should've got this guy. Damn it, I missed it. He's jumping around on the body right here. Oh, there's only 4 left. I think it's 1v1, v2. No, maybe not. I don't know. They took over the building. They're building more. Just don't stop moving.
4 people left.
There's a shot out to my left. Should I put the launch down? Oh, behind! That doesn't make sense. There's a guy right here. Guess I should have put the launch down. 1v1.
How much health did he have? About a 16?
Why?
I almost had that fucking guy.
In games 5 and 6, but 3 and 4, they're going to be playing a little bit more like me.
Not like me, who does not even get to play. Got it. Yeah, we'll have to see how things go because again, like Sundown saying, you have to be top 8 if you want to move on to grand finals. So for a lot of these teams, I think we're going to see that though. Maybe even some teams that are even on say page 3, they want to try and make top 8. So they might just say, look, we're going to contest MMB at retail. Let's just go for it. We have 6 games. Let's try it once. If it doesn't work out, we'll change up the plan. But I mean, I know that's
tough,
a tall
man.
order. I'm
I know,
aware.
There's people in the block.
You cannot believe this. Watch this.
Hang on, I gotta find the guy. Yeah,
Watch
I got.
this. Watch.
I'm watching, man. I need to find a fucking gun. Yes. Where's splashes? This is it. Coming.
Need ammo.
No. What's this stuff? Fingers are greasy. behind me. He's on this rock, and there's more people coming behind me too. Getting stunk. I'm running. Sort of.
I limbed one.
Okay. Coming back. There's this guy. Oh, God.
Not the other one.
Yeah. Grenades from up top. I don't see him.
I got 2 launch pads. I've been
here.
Oh, dude, I'm good. I don't need the sniper. I got the revolver.
Is that you?
Yeah, I'm right behind you.
No, no, enemy. Right here. And 30 in, white. Behind you, I got him. I think he came from over here. I don't know where his buddy is. What's the run? Oh shit! We have a launch? Yeah. You gave me one.
That's not the worst thing.
Try that. Just sure. There's rifts here. Going to the castle and we'll go. I get. I'm not doing the thing. I'll spin me back with those. I'll go to that pink area, I guess. Land on this hill. Shots from tilt. Oh, a guy just came down from this hill. Yeah. Landed on the hill. He sees me or hers. Heard me. You heard me. Oh, he's running. Ah, he dropped my shot. 34 in. $68 in. Broke shield. Oh, there's another one. Yeah, far right. Now there's 2. 34. He's on white the far back.
Yeah, I broke one shield. I hit him for a 70 shot with the revolver.
That's crazy. A broke shield of the guy camping. 34 white. 34 white. a person behind them too. He just stole our kills. Good for him. Oh, come on. Oh, yeah, I got him.
Nice, was in the limit.
Yeah. Single cat.
Over?
No, save it because they're shot at the pink thing behind us. And still low, and still tilted. That's hilarious that you revolvered those fuckers.
I actually love this revolver, bro. 70 fucking damage from that far.
That's crazy. Heavy stun. Those guys had a shit. Like, just crap. Their ARs and stuff? Holy fuck. That's ugly. Now you can use your launcher. You can get the ammo on. Material.
I got a bunch of
I can get mushrooms. Lots of build inside of tilted. Oh, I can see some. More than one. Here. And up top. Shit. Can't get it. I'm getting my mushrooms. You gotta find these. People can float or some shit. Pass me. Shit. Oh, we can't find
it. You're shot out the line. There's two guys in front of me.
Where are you at?
Basically where else like
I got a campfire for you.
yeah, I'm coming up, but I got 12 health left.
But there's like fighting in between us.
I know, I'm right there. Right beside you.
Okay, okay. I won't shoot anyone then. Fuck me.
They might have seen my build up though. I was getting chased by two guys. I got 15 bandos.
Is that a mech out here?
Yeah.
Okay, take advantage of it and then I'll put that in the camp. Yeah. This zip line to the other zip line brings us up to Polar, but we have to go. Or you can follow those guys' builds. Oh, there's still a guy out. Hooting about back there. But we gotta go up anyways. You have build?
Yep.
time. I think I can take these guys' goods. Oh, fuck. I didn't look. 7 left. Lots of fighting behind us. East 9. See if I can go headshot these guys. Floating up. Sounds like. Yep, got one in front of me in my sights. Eliminated. Shit. He's shooting from the top of the little fucking castle. Broke his shield. I just fucking shot one so nicely, man.
Ah, I hit that guy broke his shield as well. That one had 5 health.
Are you shitting me, man? I sniped her. Like a nice snipe, too. And then I hit her with my blue infantry twice, and she didn't go down. Oh, man. Another one of ours to win. Like, oh, man.
Goodbye.
Their own region for quite a long time, so you know they've been watching the competitive experience between all these other regions. That kind of learning has to have happened big time.
That was a filthy.
Oh my god, it's GG just got a nice fucking knock. Come on, bro. I didn't even know those were the last two. Fuck. All my
Jab of the walk. Oh. Where to? Where to? Where to?
Matter to me.
Let's go fight on that floating item.
What? Yes, you can have one.
What?
Oh, I had to. It dropped right in front of me, dude. It was bandos and a suppressor guy.
That chest is so annoying. People at the block. Shield. Let's go there.
What? Yes, you can have it. I said that earlier.
No. All I have is a half shield. Put it on and then pick my shots. They're definitely fighting hard. I can't oh, they're in the middle. Right here. And then a guy building up to them. I got it. A limb. There's also a guy. Yeah. They're shooting from over here. $21, 43, 21. Broke shield. 21 white. He's snowboarding away. 21 on the snowboard. 21 on the back guy shield. End up losing them. That'd be an easy duo to get. They're floating up. Oh, yeah. Broke shield. Going to get the guy floating up. I don't know where they went. Alright. Oh, they're floating away. Okay, let's go, Chase. I could stink these guys to death. I have 3 stinks. either going Loot Lake Campfire. Yeah. Thinking here. Not too sure though.
I got someone blind right beside me.
Yeah, that's a glitch, I think. I don't see them. That's old build. Yeah, in the center. They're going to Rift. Knocked. 22 white. He's rifting. Oh, at least I can go get him. There's another one building in the rift. What the hell's going on? Where's my knock? I need my ammo. Oh, someone's shooting. East. There's my knock.
Oh shit.
What the hell? Oh my god. Again, I can't do anything. No shield. A campfire and fucking go back. I don't even have a way back. Down. Oh, I have impulses to get back.
Tried hiding, but they got me.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking pro. So much health. Oh, so much build too. Oh, there it goes.
Since you ate my last pepperette, jackass. Yeah? Don't tell me no, I see it in your hand. What? I see you chewing a bite of it. And the rest of it's in your hand.
No.
Yeah, look, it's in your other hand.
No.
Look, if it's in his hand. And he's
No.
looking at his empty hand. And I was like, it's in your other hand, so we switch his hands. I didn't hear it again. It's right on where that big ramp right in front of you. Yeah, that one going down right in front of you. So did that one. Dude, he took basically no nothing. But everything.
Surprised I'm not dead yet. That chest is glitching out. I'm going back to the rift. Off of this little friggin' floaty thing. Oh, it's already been had that one street, yeah. Oh shit, there's 2 people in front of me with a launch pad already put down. They're floating over here. They just landed on.
Yeah, they're on you.
Who's it fighting? Did I get you off the mountain? No.
You got one. I'm under the tree.
We're fighting others?
Oh yeah. There's like another 2 times.
Crawl down, crawl. Oh shit, there's a guy in front. Building up. Crawl down, keep crawling. This guy's building up. Gotta get under his build.
There's a knock right in front of me. Under the ramp.
I'm down here if you can get down here.
Oh, I'm not gonna make it. 4. Fucking hit him. What? Yeah, that's fine. I lasered that guy with the tack, the one guy with the tack. And his partner had the thing on me with that fucking tactical sub.
They just rebooted somewhere? Sure.
Okay, well, no.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Better chances to get weapons running.
There's a guy in this house in front of it.
In the house?
Yeah. I don't know why I do these things, but whatever. There's one across and one in this one. I shot the guy once across. No, there's 2 across. I'm on them both. Almost killed a llama man right here in this.
I think someone's building in this house.
Yeah, they're shooting. Banana man. Broke shield. Oh! There's a whole nother team over there. Like, would you not just let me fight my fight?
What? Yeah? Sergeant Santa or whatever the fuck his name is. Sergeant Hunter.
Oh, llama was such a bum. I don't know how I didn't kill him. I'm gonna take a break though. I'll catch you later, okay?
Yeah, sounds good, dude.
The shockwave was perfect.
Minzu's trio went from the only full team left to both players knocked and Minzu in the storm because I think nobody on that team saw that coming. Absolutely ridiculous. Last couple seconds there. Now, just take a look back and really give us some details. We got Shy Wager. What do you got, Shy?
Heck yeah, these guys had the power, they brought the force and cleaned out the game even at the worst circumstance possible. Even throughout the game, we saw double heavy snipes. We saw so many cool utilizing mechanics being used across internationally, which is huge because, you know, Lupo and Monster had a conversation. Are these guys caught up? Do they have enough time? Is everything, you know, in place for this region to be at the top spot next to EU, NA, right? We have this breakdown of a little bit of separation in the middle. We have NA West, EU, Brazil, as well as NA East, and they're all in that big top 8 region. But we have these top 4s, the first time seeing ME on the board, these games actually broadcasted as well. We can see people now becoming stars, right? We could have the next insane, calmer, clutch individual mongrel, but, you know, international, across the season, a different time zone, playing his own type of metagame, his own type of strats being dropped down from height, going upwards, downwards, everywhere around the entire server. So it's really cool seeing how a new region develops and exactly where they actually place themselves in the timeline of exactly how their skills are, how their build fighting metagame is, what they try to do on height afterwards. A pattern we saw in the first EU games where, hey, if MMB have height, everyone below them, no shields at all. Every tag, it's a headshot from a Scar. It's an easy 72 white damage tag that usually gets them that elim at the end. Middle East, same way. We're going to break it down in just a second, but there's an entire type of shifted metagame where it's kind of those early Season 3, Season 4 tendencies combined with the knowledge you have at the end types of, you know, Season 8, Season 9 end games where, you know, you're rotating, you're tarping, you're saving your items. At the same time, early game, you're using them immediately. No thought whatsoever. You have everything on your board, you have your inventory, you know exactly what your teammates have, the comms are nice, everything's on the plate, ready to go, ready to get feasted on. So Middle East right now for me is just, is really nice. We're gonna be going into a clip actually of an early game, I believe, Happy Hamlet game. We're gonna dive in with Kinzel, I believe. We'll see how he plays out. Actually, no, this is a power clip. There we go. Kinji up in Happy Hamlet. It's going to be really dope to see him actually punch out Force Team on height. We talk about the metagame, right? When Shockwaves first got introduced, it was a straight pump or combat shot upwards. It took people time to get used to that AR spray. He has it in his inventory already. These guys are caught up, they know. Ramp edits, practicing creative, right? Very ingenuitive. A lot of ingenuity there, as well as wall replacing for protection. It's not raw gameplay, it's actually curated practice, and they're brand new to the actual international scene. which is amazing. You know, baiting your teammates out for HP, going for finishes. Even support players like Moon know exactly what to do. Now, the star trio that won that previous game, Power FHD, knowing how to use and take angles properly, has traps in front of him, doesn't matter. Knows to stay for those right-hand peeks, knows when to engage, low HP, still does not matter. No pressure taken because these guys have practiced. This is not their first rundown, but it is their first showdown of exactly what they can do, right? No Mats here, has the elims, low health, still knows exactly when to look up, what to loot, when to use your utility, and when to support your teammate and still have a presence in the game, which is once again something players learned a lot later. So these guys are caught up with the meta game. They do know how to finish off. They know their exact win conditions as well and when to drop them through. Amazing gameplay. We're gonna now tune in and see what else they can do on the Middle East. I'm gonna be picking it up with my man Zeke coming in. We're both gonna hit that cast. We're gonna see exactly how these guys go down. We'll relive that breakdown actually together live. Zeke, what did you think about their presence compared to the rest of the international regions?
Man, I think we still have quite a bit more to see from this region. I think you did an amazing breakdown there. I think the ceiling for me.
Oh man, did they copy Fallout or what?
They're fully capable of, but I think over the weekend we'll definitely see it. I'm also excited that we get to finally hang out, Shy Wager and Zeke. Chic, we have come together. That was great, actually. That is a true thing of the game. But anyway, the games are ready. Let's hop right in, Fortnite fam. We're jumping out the battle bus. We're going to begin this game. I can't wait to see what happens here in this game. Because remember, these happened over this morning. Earlier on, while everyone was asleep, including myself, I slept like a baby. It's kind of not entirely true, but anyway, we're getting into it. We can see now where people are trying to land early. So, I mean, you know, you've got the Pleasant there. You've got a team of Junk. The old villain factory, you've got some at Snobby, some flying even over Greasy. There's still quite a bit of teams, though, still that are airborne.
Yeah, so one thing you mentioned earlier, Zeke, was the whole idea of these games happened this morning, right? For me, chewing gum, you leave it on the table untouched, still good to eat later in the day. There's so much flavor in these games we have yet to see. No, seriously, man. Like, once again, we're tuning with Power. Hey, look at this pattern, right? I kind of, you know, went to the FHD / Mongrel comparison. These guys are in retail. Mongrel's in retail. You know, we had Monster, Lupo, saying these guys have been waiting for a long time, right? There's so many VODs they've been watching. They have the knowledge, man. They have the power.
Yeah, and now look, they land over here on the, what do we like to call this? The top side is blacktop. So
residential.
This is residential.
Yeah,
there we go. I literally came up with it as you were saying. What's wrong with me today? But they are on the residential side, which is good. I personally, and this just might be like my thinking, but I feel like the loot's a little better on residential side than blacktops. Would you agree? Or do you think it's the other way around?
I think that there's more, there's sparser loot on the blacktop side. We're looking at Tilted right now, but I'm going to keep talking about what we saw in retail. There is sparser loot on the blacktop side, but like residential does have, I think, more drop spots on the floor loot. But, you know, we got those bendings on blacktops, and you have more of a horizontal advantage on everyone you see.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier to kind of, you know, pick a game plan on blacktops. With residential, you kind of have to all in all the time.
Yeah.
Because if you do get engaged on, like, once again, you're all in, right? We see it in OCE, X2 Twins. They always end up having a fight, some kind of a highlight. It's really cool. Right now, though, you know, Lupo and Monster went over Tilted Town, the advantages of building and not building. What are your from the beginning to the end of how people treat the drop?
I think originally people were maybe a little taken off guard by the fact that you could not build until the town. It was like, wait, but the whole thing is that you have to build and whatnot. It's like, well, yeah, that's still a very big aspect of the game. But now there is a POI dedicated to you testing your shooting skills, right? How good are your angles and your peaks? How good are your rifling skills or even your close quarter combat skills? And that's what Tilted offers in its current state. But we're back on board with the Power Trio, the Trio of Power. They have themselves a brute. They are looking to take it to this other brute across the way, Shy. Now, what's crazy here is, remember, they have these laser designators. So the other brute's fully aware. They're like, hey, there's another one. They're moving toward us. We need to try and take this down. But Power's on 18 effective HP. And it's just not enough. It's so easy to be focused down in the brute right now. So unfortunately, FHE is going to go down. And I don't think there's anything else the other duo can do about this, right? They just kind of have to let him go down and regroup and assess the situation. NM7 does have the sniper, so if he can get a cheeky shot off, he can down someone immediately. But like, look, the other brute spawned like, no, friend, we're going to hunt you down. Don't worry, don't get too far.
Absolutely. Like, brute combat is one thing that also has its own metagame, and like these guys know too, right? Focus the driver 100%. Usually the people you put into the brute early game are those who don't have the same amount of loot. We're looking at a pump tac SMG gold sniper on NM7, but FHD, all you have were zapper traps, a bunch of gray items, very easily focusable. And right now, you know, their enemy team is big and hard focused. I'm pretty sure it's the ASMR guys, Spy and Wagner. These guys are just coming in with a big brute of their own, forcing through straight up, gaining all the loot as well. One big thing about having a brute in retail, it's like butter on toast. Perfect combination, even jam on toast, anything but mayo. You get these loot spawners so much faster with the stomp mechanic as well as the rockets. Granted that they were nerfed at one point, you still have so much damage to instantly just get these launches over and over again. The biggest downside to retail being you spend so much time in there, right? You negate that, you have the perfect setup entirely in the whole game.
Yeah, and then you can kind of take that brute into later game and use that to kind of mess with other trios out there. I like this too. The ASMR trio, ASMR, they're quiet. They are in the brute right now. They are destroying base spawner. Shy, what is the loot pool looking like if you sat there and retail and destroyed all the loot spawners?
I personally think that a lot of launch pads, a lot of campfires, and a lot of ARs everywhere for you, including pumps.
I like that very much. But now we are across the way because look at this, Minzu and Kinji. This trio, we saw an absurd amount of snipes last game. Now, many of them they couldn't follow up on just based on where they were, but look at this. He drops down and he gets counter dropped. That is a zapper. He's got to be careful. It's okay. All right, I thought that wasn't Moon. I saw a second shot from the right, and I was like, if that is this enemy trio, like, Minzu's going to be eliminated. There's nothing they can do, but it's okay. Moon was there. He had the assist, and look at the loadout. It's just shining array of colors.
Yeah, Happy Hamlet, I broke it down in one of the job shop breakdowns. Vendings galore, so many chests, right? You eliminate as much of the loot pool as possible to what you need to keep looting over and over again. You know, loot drops, chest spawns, every vending that's available to you as well. You get to pick and choose what you want. You use it in the fight as well really fast if there's just one other team contesting you. Looks like these guys are the kings of Happy all the way in the Middle East, which is huge. We have now two big things as well that a lot of people don't realize in the game is when you have kings of a drop spot clash against each other, you don't really see where people come from, right, in the end game when they're on height. But now that we know that we have the ASMR boys having all of retail, we have this rainbow loadout on every single person from Happy, we can now see the storyline build up all the way to the end game of these two star trios at the moment in this game.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are looking very, very good, but look who else is here. We've got two trios just in front. There is one player from a trio left in Old Yonder. There's a trio making their way over a hill by that long ravine there. Okay, so it's Sazerin there, who's by himself. I'm not sure what he's still doing there. It looks like he might just be crouched, just potentially trying to loot there. You got Simar, JD, and Cake Park, Dash? Cake Pack, Dash. I like that. Like that. I do enjoy some cake as well. But now they just get to kind of walk into Old Yonder. I mean, there's obviously going to be no loot. They could farm up for materials if they wanted. All right, I take that back. There was one piece of loot, which was just the ammo box. My apologies, didn't see it. But now they're right here on the edge of Storm, right?
Yeah.
The new safe zone. So they're probably feeling pretty comfortable because they do even have a shockwave, which look like they have a shockwave apiece, and they even have a jump pad, the launch pad to get them to safety. So it's all going their way here in the early game.
Yeah, there's an absolute skirmish all the way in the snow side. We've kind of seen things develop, I guess even in Middle East as well. A lot of the people like to land split. They like to be up in the air, so to set a stage for you, Zeke, it's always just, you know, a bunch of people playing desperate with a bunch of trios that have already finished their fights. So you can imagine, you know, how scared people are split off. You can see exactly how they rotate it in. And you do see a little bit more survivability coming out of snow side towards the bones over here, towards the big monster skull. But at the same time, there is, you know, those mid-game fights that do break down at times. Right now, we don't see any. We can drop into just seeing the options that Toggle has now to move towards, I guess it's the desert biome, towards the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, there's still so many players left. 75 and 26 of 31 trios left. Don't forget, we want to hit top 12 before we start seeing any placement points at all. And we're right now in Storm Circle 2. So there's still so many players that have to be eliminated before this end game, right? I mean, I don't imagine we'll see like Storm Circle 750 people left, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did see that. There's still so much that can happen in this game. I'm curious to see what's happening back at retail. You know, we saw that trio, the ASMR trio. They're pretty looted, and I'd assume with that brood, like, they probably cleared retail super fast. I want to know where they went from there. Because right now, even like Seagull, Toggle, and Eska, they have no eliminations. Their loadouts, it's not shambles, but it's like borderline shambles, I would say.
It's 100% shambles if it's a big zone, but you touched on it a little bit, right? Eliminations. When do you actually really want them? What is your win condition? So what would you say if you had shield bubbles and shockwaves, the different options people have towards the middle or end game that they can use to actually, you know, come through for elims or play for placement?
That's a good question. That's tough. I think it depends on, because like everyone knows what heat they're in, so you know who, if you're paying attention and you're doing your homework like you should be, you know the other people in your heats, you know potentially where they're going to look to land. So like if I'm this trio, I'm not going anywhere near retail, right? Because we already know ASMR trio is there, and we even saw the power trio as well. So I mean, right now they're near Salty, which it doesn't look like, looking at the minimap, no one's there. Everyone's already rotated out, right? They're trying to get themselves into safe zone. Looking at, actually, on the top left, you could kind of see, so right now, look, they're just on the outside making their way in. So we're back on power, and looks like it's just Yonks by himself. This is a brutal spot to be in. He probably definitely does not have their cards. They're not getting rebooted. There's no way. So right now, Yonks just has to do anything he can. I mean, I'd imagine he's probably wanting to play it slow, right? He's like, look, if I can even just play for placement and get us those points, if he can find an awesome pick, great, but that's just like backseat. Right now, it's survival mode.
Yeah, the worst sound anyone could have heard from him on the server for his situation is that shield break sound, the whole you know, desynchronization of the shield. So right now, he's worried. He knows trios around him know that he's worried. His entire plan at the moment is to use, you see, half his loadout's already gone, right? We talked about when to use your loadout, when is your win condition, do you want elims? You said it, Zeke, it's full survivability at the moment, and Yonks has to go to the Bronx and even further now to even win the game, right? Like, 0 elims, the easiest thing to do, right? Getting 3 points for eliminations is 3 separate fights. A lot of mats used there, right? A lot of gun skill required, a lot of brains required in the fight against 3 other people. But if you separate it into entities on the map, right, you only have a maximum of 31 trios on the map, 31, 33. So in this game specifically, I think we're at 26 out of 31. We're kind of far from placement, but separating it into just looking at singular entities moving around the map and playing placement that way, right? Using your mats against one entity rather than 3 separate ones in a fight. You can then kind of, you know, segment out your loot, your minis, your mobility, and actually get further and get 3 points without getting insane frags in an actual fight.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I hadn't considered that. That's pretty dope. But I mean, it's tough, right? Like, I want to be hopeful for Youngs in this game. And what's different is, like, during qualifiers, you know, you had kind of 10 games and you had 3-hour window. So, like, if you were in this situation, you could say, look, I'm just going to run in a team and hope for the best. And even if I was eliminated, it's fine. We're just going to hop back into another game. But these are heats, right? So, like, right now, everything is on the shoulder of Youngs, right? Because we're going a full game at a time. So Youngs just can't say, all right, let's just let this game be our wash. Like, no, he actually has to sit here and try. And I mean, if I'm FHD, if I'm NM7, I'm sitting there like looking out for him, like, right, you've got a team here, you've got a team there. Like, just try and keep yourself positive. Because, like, for me personally, if I was in this situation, it would be so stressful.
Yeah.
But these are the very best of the best. They're here for a reason. As I say that, caster curse in full effect. I finished my sentence and Youngs gets picked up. It's okay. All they have to do is go back in, let that game wash over, and prepare themselves for this next game. Well, for them, these games already wrapped up overnight, so hopefully for the next game, he steeled himself, you know, at least hopefully.
Yeah, you touched on it a little bit. This is really, it's going to be a weird analogy, so I segue, but bear with me here, right? You said the game was on Yonks' shoulders, right? In cartoons, you usually have like an angel or a devil on your shoulders, right?
Okay.
To break it down for people trying to clutch up in that situation, replace the angel and devil with your win conditions, right? Am I looking for free elims rotating? Am I looking to play safe? And every time you see one of your shoulders kind of ding, that's what you have to play for. You have to suppress all the other easy stuff you see. Maybe there's a free heavy snipe you can take, right? At the same time, that exposes you, right? Your whole full shoulder is not lit up there. You got to play at the side of the angel. So if you're trying to learn how to get in the clutch situations, trying to learn exactly how to rotate in the game, what is right, what is wrong, segment it out, wait for the proper shoulder to light up, and that's an easy way, right? Right there, Yonks, the mistake he made, he kind of chose the devil shoulder. He saw free tags for rotation. He knows he needs elims because he has 0, but in doing that, he brought the full force of an entire trio out, right? He talked about entities. He turned a full 1 entity he could just block with mats to 3 people to face 3 separate AR shots. He got erased from the server.
Man, that's so dope.
Yeah.
See, Shy Wager dropping these knowledge bombs and making my inner child who loves Looney Tunes just so happy right now. I appreciate that, Shy. That was very nice. It's very well explained.
Thank you, man. Thank you, thank you. Now we're looking at an entire different scenario. M. Sadiq, I've actually seen this guy have some amazing highlights in-game and actually clutch it out in the Middle East server, sometimes topping the charts of our top plays of the week. Currently, he's going to be leading an actual trio. We're actually on Rampage's perspective right now, but these guys are absolutely raw when it comes to just taking those free aim duels, just engaging on fights and following up with stuff. Right now, I've never seen more stink tags from one stink on an entire trio. Eska goes down. We saw Eska last game as well as rotating earlier. Now, they're very set on loot, but once again, they know that win condition, right? Even if you're not solo, as a trio, what shoulder is dinging? I got a knock, okay, stink follows up, right? That's how you have that whole momentum process, you have it planned out. You just gotta look for the right pings to follow through.
And if they had some kind of mobility, I would imagine they probably would have gone in and cleaned up this trio, right? Because they got so many tags, like you're saying. Once that stink came out, it was giving 2 damage numbers, and they were taking pretty much the entirety of that cloud. You know they're on low HP. So at least one of those guys is dropped really, really low. Unless they have something and they're burning resources like splashes, a slurp, even a med kit or bandages, like, you know they're burning through materials to try and get there. I'm glad that they were able to say, look, we're not going to follow up. We could either tarp all the way over there and we burn a bunch of materials. They hear us coming and they're ready to react. Or you just say, like, you know what, we got them to use their stuff.
See, now you're on that shoulder wavelength now. You know
I got
exactly
it.
what's right.
I got it.
Yeah.
See? There you go.
So now you can point that out every time you see it. That is literally the explanation of what win conditions are and how to follow up things in the inventory, right? A lot of people used to hate stinks. They realized that, you know, people randomly stink me all the time. That's kind of when they first came out, right? People didn't actually know how to follow up with them. But now we still have 4 stinks in Rampage's box. He's ran through how many trios beside them, right? He's not throwing them for no really dilly reason whatsoever, right? He's using them in response with explosives and in response with a knock. They're complementary items that aren't as griefy anymore, but actually strategically used to, you know, shake up an entire trio and not just have them box up the entire time when someone else actually has an advantage to push on them with.
Man, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Plus, I mean, you probably, if you are this trio, you probably want to save as many stinks for late game as possible, right? Because once the storm does start to shrink, super, like, small, those stinks become more and more valuable because then you're just, like, blanketing an entire tarp. And you're saying as long as you guys are trying to get to safety, you're going to be taking 5 ticks, so you guys can hold that L. But at the same time, like, their loot isn't great, right? Like, it's probably mid-game centric, which is fine, but now we're starting to move into that late game, so they want to try and find another trio to get their loot and kind of propel them forward. Because, like, you've got the green pump, sure. You've got the long range in the air, sure. 4 splashes, awesome, but, like, those aren't power weapons. Those aren't a heavy snipe that you can just punch a hole in anyone's 1x1. That isn't nades or splodes that you could potentially use to pick up these eliminations. And look, the power duo right now by themselves, they're just chilling and they have got the attention of Siddiq, and Rampage.
Yeah, not to be confused with the other power trio that we saw go down. There are multiple players and many different organizations that are playing across all the regions and in the same region as well.
Yep.
These guys are still alive. Looks like they have one person. They might have a full trio actually. Yep, looks like 90's there with them as well. You actually touched on a very cool aspect I want to touch on as well. You talked about loadouts and endgame and the map, right? I'm really glad you brought that up because the later the game goes, the less space there is on the map, the more your loadout actually pumps out and matters, right? A green pump and blue pump difference is like huge in mid-game fights. But when that circle is small and you're riding Storm, that's where even just having a gray AR for a follow-up matters. There's not that much separation between, you know, just you want to have a spray weapon. So you got an amazing breakdown, you know, kind of these win conditions get so much more diverse throughout the game as they keep going, and the zone gets smaller. So that was a really cool breakdown.
Hey,
I like that a lot.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
Let's
you.
go.
Man, this is the first time I'm hanging out, and we get to freaking take our breaks together. I love it.
Yeah, it's nice.
Here we go. The different alter ego, Namfu, Mev, and Ego here, Dennis. So not the alter ego trio we're used to seeing. More of their comrades, and they're on 5 eliminations. You know, they're in top 20 right now, which is huge. If they play for another 8 trios, they're going to get themselves placement points. Now, their loadout's looking real good. They just picked up a minigun, which is huge. They have 3 stinks, an RPG, a blue pump, splashes as well. They've got materials, almost 150, almost fully capped out. These guys are looking real good. So now this is going to go back to your shoulder dinks, right? What are you looking to play for? And right now, as the storm comes in, you're looking to get these tags, right? Anyone's like, oh, the storm's literally on my back, time to start moving. Those are those people that these guys are looking to pick up if possible. They're also on the low ground tarp, which is going to kind of shape kind of how they're going to be forced to engage people coming up here shortly.
Yeah, these guys are 100% playing the horizontal game. As you said, low ground tarp means you cannot go lower at all. Means that you are fighting for your lair 24/7. The reason people love having mid ground so much is because they can actually move, as you can see, up, down, left, and right. They have an entire new axis they can operate on. But low ground does have its perks, as you saw. Ultimately, no matter what, you end up on the dirt when you're moving around the map, right? If you're not on your builds. So plays like that where you force people down with a trap, they can't move anywhere past you. So they have to interact with you. So owning this lair, although it is the hardest, ultimate low and ultimate height most of the time, it does have some of the most rewarding things because A, you never need to place floors when you're ultimate low, right?
Save materials that way.
Exactly. You know exactly where your elims are coming from because they're all usually above you or behind you in storm. You're never going to be challenged from the bottom or diagonally from the bottom at all. You basically have very good camera control around your entire horizontal axis as well as just looking up slightly to just see what's happening on your floors and if any RPGs are coming down straight up above you. So it's actually not bad to control ultimate low. The only issue being that is everyone's desperation play to go to randomly when they are at the end of the game, right? It's like, hey, I'm in trouble, gotta drop low. So there's so much to take account of on that horizontal plane, it gets hard. Now we're looking at a 6-zone rotation. This is where the action and the meat of the game comes in. The first placement point getting dropped, top 12 now, 34 people alive. Zeke, the heals are still there, so is an RPG. What does that mean for their end game?
I mean, right now they want to try and challenge for high ground and get the highest tarp possible and then start raining those RPGs down. And look at this, 700 rounds in that minigun. Dennis wants to try and apply pressure to everyone. It doesn't matter where they are. He wants to use that minigun and try and put them off edge because now look, he's going for height, which is smart, and they actually got it. This is going to be great for them. They can rain down those shots, and everyone that's on those lower ground tarps, though they had the advantage of being lower, now they have to worry about this constant minigun pressure from above. On top of people on your tarp, people below you, people also using other types of explodes. Are there stinks in play? There's so many more things that they don't have to worry about being on that high ground tarp. And now they're just saying, yep, everyone down below, just keep worrying. No, it's fine. This minigun, there you go. Spammy, oops, sorry, Spammy. You just got picked up on the crossfire, right? Like, he
Spammy got spammed.
He got spammed. I like it. But, I mean, right now, if you're everyone down below, I mean, first of all, let's talk about their HP. Super non-existent. Fiesel's there. The other alter ego, is he going to go down? I'm not sure. There was one of the ASMR trios. Top 9, top 8, we get another round of placement points. There you go. And now this is just going to be on this alter ego duo and Dennis to try and close out the game. No one's even contested it, by the way. This is the first RPG we've seen go out. So now they're saying, great, everyone else is down below is fought. They're all super low. Let's start using our resources, start trying to burn people down.
Yep, these guys have that default split broken down as well. Dennis on top while Mev and Namfu are at the bottom, making sure that even if there are shockwaves, right, people have learned, they've played around them. Right now, minigun sprays coming down. People have saved their hard mats for this endgame, but in doing so, they might have taken tags through their wood moving around in the mid game. Those tags will prove crucial because every minigun shot is 20 to 25 damage on the person straight through their builds. Right now, it's just an easy beam, an easy spray from high ground. We saw Sadig earlier who was controlling one layer of height, ultimately down at the dirt. Klops actually goes down, one of the top trios in the region. Hopefully he makes it through the heats. We will see the standings hopefully at some point. Right now though, Dennis, 4 elims. Mev, another 4. We have a total of 11 elims on this trio at the moment with more to come. There is a top 2 spot available for placement. That minigun is not stopping. All the time they could use for rotating and making sure their builds are fine. They don't need to because their height, they use it on pressure. Gets all the way down the low ground. Siddiq gets that big knot, and Kappa, no joke, this time he gets taken out. Dennis, the whole trio surviving all the way back to retail where we started. What a lore and eventful game, Zeke.
That was so much fun. Don't forget, though, that means that Hero Kappa there was, don't forget, he's on Klops and Fiesel's team, so placing second is 12 points. So shout-outs to him to making it the last team Good on you. But now we're going to send it back into the studio with Dr. Lupo. What you got for us?
Zeke, Shine, thank you very much. It's interesting to see how over time we've seen a lot of other regions build up around different competitive metas, and now that the Middle East finally has their shot, things are a little different than I think we've expected. We've seen from other regions in the past. It's excellent to see the competitive nature of these Middle East players. And Sundown, what do you think so far?
It's been really good. I mean, honestly, a lot of what we expected, the teams who have been up on that leaderboard consistently pushing into really the top 5 in the top 10, they've been up there in our predictions. They all advanced through to tomorrow, and we've seen kind of the disciplined gameplay where people are stacking on their teammates, relying on it, and playing for the late game, doing everything they can to try and avoid those early and mid-game fracas, to avoid kind of those big sharks who are running around looking for the elims and get into those late game scenarios. But I know there are a couple plays you wanted to take a look at specifically here.
Very specifically indeed. Now, production prepared a little package for us, specifically, I believe, around Alter Ego MEV. We're going to take a look at that real quick. Let's jump right into it. This wall, absolutely ridiculous. Now, as you were saying, a lot of the team flyers stacking on top of each other and taking shots at players in opportunity positions like this. Gets quick pickup on Teddy's, and it doesn't stop there. You have players rotating from the outside of the map, and you'll notice the shots start, MEV takes a couple, and the comms between these players, it immediately becomes a 3-player beam position where they're up above everybody else. The comms will say, hey, guys right over here, and everybody, the team fire out of nowhere, spraying down on the builds as players are trying to make these rotations, and the RPG shots, an Alter Ego on Alter Ego elimination there in your feed. You hate to see it, but it's communication like that is created, especially in trios. We see it more than in duos or solos, and that's why I'm excited maybe one day squads as well. That team fire is so powerful. Even in a position where you're going to get a third party from another team rotating in. We've seen it in a couple of games so far in the Middle East today. You'll have team fire positions, but the pinch from either side. But you have all 3 players taking shots simultaneously on 1 or 2 walls. It's so powerful that not even all the builds in the world can save you from that. And that's putting these players in spots where not just 1, 2, 3 eliminations on from one trio to another, but maybe the team behind that's pushing in, it feeds into a chain of eliminations that's going to push some of these teams higher up the board than I think any of us expected them to go.
Yeah, and you're seeing that a lot when you have the 3 players who are stacked on top of each other, and then their comms are there. I mean, we joke about MMB like it's really chaotic, but when they all call out, you see, boom, everyone snaps over, and the team fire happens instantly. You're seeing Middle East put off a lot of that right now, but on our end, yes, there are still some issues going on with the matchmaking on Europe's side, so we're going to go to a break right now. While we take some on our end, we will have some additional messaging that is coming forward, so don't go anywhere. We're just hanging out. We will have more games going forward. We're going to continue to fill with the Middle East games as we come back. So we're going to dive in a little bit deeper to them, which is something I'm really excited about because a lot of people don't necessarily get the visibility into this region. They don't have the opportunities to really go in and dive into this gameplay and look into what makes Fiesel, Kappa, and Klops so good, or what makes that Sam trio that much better, in seeing different styles of gameplay. It's the same reason why I preached during the World Cup. Go take a look at Asia. Go take a look at Oceania. Go take a look at Brazil, because you're so used to watching just NA East, Europe, and NA West that when you get these different regions, there are really definitive styles and ways to play the game, and different utilization of not only maps and locations, but items. I mean, you see the weapons came out from different ways. You see the Solar grenades coming out of Europe. People are constantly innovating and finding new ways to play Fortnite, and I mean, that emergent gameplay is what I'm all about.
The more regions you add, the more variety, the more skill you're going to see, and honestly, the different flavors of gameplay go such a long way. Now, I do want to make a quick note. If you're out there watching, believe me when I say I understand that production delays, can be frustrating, and without a doubt, the people that are in charge of this are trying to work through them as best they can. I would ask the people that are watching, this is from me, this isn't from Epic, this isn't from anybody like that. I'm sure production right now is going nuts, like, what's Lupo doing? Do me a big favor, if you're out there watching right now, try as hard as you can to not be frustrated with delays like this. Things happen. It's a very complicated game, and there's a lot of systems at play here to get every single thing coordinated simultaneously. Let me tell you, it's not easy. There's a lot behind the scenes. So thank you very much for your understanding. And if there's any frustrations, don't direct them at Epic. Maybe direct them at your keyboard or something like that. So thank you.
Definitely protect the keyboard, but I promise you, we are looking into it. We're trying to get it resolved as fast as possible. If you need to yell at anyone, you can yell at me. It's fine. I'm used to it. I said it right there. Go ahead. You can send it all on my way, but I promise you, we'll get it resolved, and we'll always have the ability to go through and continue to watch some of these games, because again, it's always great to be able to take a look at the other regions. And I mean, I'm excited. We're going to be able to see a lot of Brazil today, right? And I want to be able to watch that, and that's one region in particular. I don't know if people were going through and looking at how kind of the heats and stuff were set up. Brazil got bumped up. Brazil is on the exact same level as NA West. They have the full 4-heat structure, and there's been a lot of teams that qualified 8 players through each week. And the amount that Fortnite is taking off in Brazil, like, definitely want to give a shout out to that scene, because both Brazil, Argentina, like all of the South American countries have really stepped up their gameplay, both in terms of involvement and the level of skill and how they're playing in the end games. If you go and check out some of the server replays that are going through there, they're able to put up just ridiculous gameplay and ridiculous numbers, and the fun thing is the level of aggression you see that's coming out of them. They're looking to take fights in the early and the mid game. They know if somebody is like, if they don't spot 3 people on top of each other, even if it might be a full trio, they're like, we can eliminate those 2 people, or we can put some pressure on them to where if it does become a 3-on-3 fight, we know we'll be able to come out on top. I mean, that's why I like seeing King play that way, seeing Masteer, Drakons, and Blackouts. They're able to put out just such great gameplay. I mean, being able to look into that is fun, but at the same time, like, they don't necessarily have a definitive top team. So one of those guys could get upset if they don't go through. But now we're going to throw it on to a break. So you guys, whatever you need to do, go take a break. We'll be back in a little bit, but we'll also have some games rolling. So you can stick around if you want. We'll be here.
Ooh, I got me versus one person. Let's ready to open map. Hey, command. Start. I think I got one. All right. Open map concept. Fine. Shoot. This is getting hard to do. Okay, go. Oh, fuck. Okay, well, I know where that one guy is. Whatever. Okay, kill him. Still three people. shit. Nominal supply.